No, during the whole process, I was in communications with Howie and Nick and my agent, and there were some teams interested in me. And the most important part about it is they wanted me here, and I wanted to be here. I'm happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to going out and playing the link again on Sunday.
How close did it get?
Kept in touch with you about it, right? That has to make you feel good, right? They involved you in the process as to what was happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't do nothing but respect, this organization for doing that. I haven't been anywhere else, but most places really don't, include the player into that choice making or whatever. But I think, Howie and, like I said, Howie and Nick did a really good job of communicating with Todd and me. And at the end of the day, I'm still an Eagle, so I'm ready to go play on Sunday.
Were you open to the idea, if it did happen, that you would have been okay with it? Because just, maybe it would have been a change of scenery and change of scheme.
I think what's most important to me, honestly, is I'm still here. They wanted me here. Mr. Lurie wanted me here. This organization wanted me here. I want to be here. Like I said, forever Philly, and I'm, been here for 10 years, and happy to be here.
For much of these 10 years, they viewed you as like a foundation piece here. Do you think they still view you that way now?
Absolutely. Obviously, they wanted me to be here. Again, I'm happy to be here. I'm ready to move on from, all the noise that went on. I'm still in green, still got the Eagle on my helmet. So if y'all want to talk about the charges, let's close that door and move on.
Was there a point, though, last question on that, if that's all right, when you thought you were going to be traded?
If we want to talk about the charges, like I said, I respect that, we close that door and move on to what's most important. We got a game in 2 days at 4 o'clock, and I'm ready to talk about that if y'all are.
What about the interior of the Chargers offensive line? That Corey Linsley obviously has been around, very good center. How about the two guards also?
They've played together for a little bit. I know they got some guys banged up, but Corey's played a lot of ball. He's a smart player. He's kind of in control of everything at the line of scrimmage, and their O-line is, collectively is, pretty good. And we got to do a good job at what we do and get after them. Our offense can be explosive, and the quarterback is really good. So, like I said, we just got to play our game, make it about us, and let's get a win over at the Link this year.
What about Herbert? What have you seen from him as far as him getting the ball out? He's a young quarterback, so is there maybe more of an opportunity to have him hold on to the ball a little bit longer?
It's always good for D linemen when the quarterback holds the ball, just give us time to get there. But he's made some plays, with his feet. He can fit the ball in really close windows from what I can see, and he's not scared to stand back there and to take a hit to complete a pass. And when you see that from a young quarterback like him, all you can do is respect it.
Why has it been such a challenge to win at home? You guys haven't won a game there yet.
It's just been some self-inflicted wounds, There's been some self-inflicted wounds on our part, some games that, we didn't close out when we started behind and maybe try to get a comeback late and it just ran out of time. That happens, but everything's been good in practice this week. The energy, the focus, the detail. Everybody's been, as usual, holding everybody accountable, but just harping on that all week. So we're excited about it. We got a really good football team to face this weekend, so we're looking forward to it.
Defensive game plan was more aggressive last week?
What do you mean?
Well, you talked after the Raiders game saying that you wanted the defense to be a little bit more aggressive. Did you think it was more aggressive last week?
I think John called a great game. I think especially last week, I think everything was good. We got up a little bit, and obviously that gives you a chance to go rush and pin your ears back. But I think he called a really good game early to put us in those positions, which you have to be excited about.
Milton had a big game as a young player. How have you seen him sort of develop from week to week and finally have some success on the stat sheet?
Just watching him grow. Just watching him grow. If it comes to him just, paying attention to little things that even I'm showing him and teaching him that could better his game, even from lineman to the way he can play different blocks is, he's been just taking it in, soaking it in. You can see it go out in practice, working on it, and it just transfers over to the game.
Coach, how do you feel 6 sacks last week? Do you feel like you guys can kind of carry that over into this week in terms of just the entire unit? Everyone kind of chipping in and getting some pressure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think again, we got them into second and long, third and long situations, and we can do that this week. We have a really good chance to getting after the quarterback. What is this? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sacks? Where the DBs cover good and everybody doing their job, we get them in second and long and third and long, we got a chance.
How's the relationship going with Gannon? Publicly you've mentioned a couple times things that you've been unhappy with about the scheme. What's it like kind of behind the scenes with him, and how's that relationship developing?
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's he understands me, I understand him, and he's been doing a good job of everything. As a player, you got to expect you're not going to get everything you want, because at the end of the day, he's still the coach and he's the D coordinator. So just got to kind of work hand in hand. And like I said, John's been doing a good job. And man, we're just getting ready for this week and preparing for a really good game.
Fletcher, you've been in this league 10, 11 years, so you hear a lot of noise. But how do you block that out, the outside noise? How are you able to do that? What's the process in shutting that out?
And just staying focused, knowing that at the end of the day, the guys in the locker room is the only guys that got my back, My family, the only guys that got my back. My girlfriend's guys got my back, And the thing about it is doing just all the noise, you just got to know who got your back during the whole entire process. And those are the people that had your back from day one. When times are good and when times are bad, they still got your back, no matter what's going on.
Plus, the fact that you weren't dealt and that other veterans weren't dealt, you see that as a signal that the team is still committed to, seeing how far you can go and take this thing this year and not go transitioning so quickly to a rebuilding team?
Not once do I think this team is rebuilding. I think we're just trying to figure out. I mean, that's not my job to go on if we're rebuilding or not. I think my job is to just remain professional and, continue to be the pro that I am.